Hey everybody. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I've been super busy working on this tool that I'm so excited to show everybody. When I'm not doing my audio stuff like Sonoboss and all this, music production work, I do web development mostly on custom web apps and websites. So for a number of years now, I've been building this product for doing estimating, team collaboration, and time tracking. This is being used to run the day-to-day business for the agency I work at. So really, it's great for any service-based business, and it actually could be used for other things as well. We just took what started as an internal tool and rebuilt it into a software service for everyone to use. The product is called Trackfront, which is now live and available for free trial. So I created a test account to demo how I could use this as a recording professional. I figured I would keep this relevant to my YouTube channel viewers. The product was not specifically designed for this market, but you'll quickly see how it could be used for many different cases. I'm going to walk you through some of the key features of Trackfront, but also just kind of bounce you around all the cool stuff that I've been working around. So let's hop right in and get started with Trackfront. All right, so the first thing you want to do is go to trackfront.com. I will put a referral link down in my description of the video. That way I can just know if you guys came in for my video. But to get started, just go to 14-day free trial. Fill out this quick form. It'll send you an email. You don't have to enter any credit card information to get going. So I'm going to jump into an account that I created already. So we'll do that now. So when you first get started with your account, you will have to do a couple things to configure it. I've already set up my logo, my company name, my avatar, all that kind of stuff. But everything that you'll need to do is just in the settings section. So just bounce through there. Like I said, refer to the website if you want more specifics on how to set up your items, your groups, all your language type settings. Okay, so the first thing you might want to do is actually send someone an estimate. So let's go over doing that. You go over the estimates tab. I have none in here. You can click new estimate. Now, if you're just starting off, you might not have any organizations in here. So you just have to click on this little add organization symbol. I'm going to use an existing one by searching and clicking there. It'll preload in the address and everything. Now you may have existing contacts as well. You can just click right over here. It's going to load all the contacts from that organization. So you can just click them really quick. If you do have to add additional or new ones, you can add them here as well. Our team is going to be internal users. I only have one user in this account, so it's just myself. And you're going to need to pick a category. So what that's going to do is just keep things organized. So you may want to put a category for recording projects, one for mixing projects, mastering. It just kind of keeps them all connected together. So let's say we're going to do a 12-song demo. I can put that as the title of the project. You do have payment terms. You can put net 30, project completion. You can put down payment of 50%, whatever your terms are. They can be edited in the settings. So let's do that. Now, when you want to start adding items to your estimate, there's a couple ways to do that. You can either choose a template, which was already created, or you can start by using a blank group. Now, I'm going to use a template called 6-song demo that I already have in the system. It's going to preload in these items, which is, hourly mixing, hourly recording, and mastering quantities. And you can actually reorder these, change the quantities, change the rate, change the description. You can actually add markups if you want. And everything's going to be adding up down here as you go. Now you notice I have a group quantity of 6, and that's how I'm doing a 6-song recording. So let's actually change this to 12 since we're doing 12 songs. And that's how simple it is just to have all your new totals for 12 songs. Down here, you can give a description for this part of the project or this part of the group. Now let's say that we aren't sure if they want to do mastering. So we're just going to put that as an optional. You can just delete this out. Add a new group, give this a name called mastering, remove this item. I already have a mastering item in here. Now, if you do want to add additional items, there is this create new down here. Let's just add this mastering item, say it's going to be about 2 hours of mastering, some text about the mastering down there. Now, let's say we do want this to be optional. We can actually go into the settings here and choose optional. So what that's going to do is when the customer goes to sign off on this, they can choose if they want to include this or not in in the sign off. Okay. The next part is choosing attachments. So let's say you have a cover letter, or you have, PDF brochures or photos or things that you want to add to this estimate. You can add those here as PDF files or doc files. And that's going to be part of your proposal that gets sent off. The next thing you can do is pick your terms and conditions. You might have contract language. You can have multiple ones to choose from. I'm just going to pick this boilerplate one. And once you're pretty good with this, you just hit save. Now, after it's saved, you can actually download it as a PDF file. You can do other revisions to it, duplicate it. You can also make a template out of all these groups that you've added here for future estimates. All right, the next thing you might want to do is preview it. So you can hit preview. It's going to show you the full proposal in here. Again, if you do have PDFs added, you will see those added above here. But here's the contract and the approval language. So once you're happy with it, just click send. You can choose who you want to send it to and the message they're going to get. Hit send. Bam. You now see it on your dashboard. It's got a little icon saying that it was in the sent status. Once this user does open this, it's going to change status to viewed. And then you can click back on here to see the history. Okay, so now we're going to check the email. Okay, you will notice on the dashboard now that I have opened the email. You'll see status is viewed. And let's drag that over here. This is the link that's in the email that they clicked on. So this is the client's view of the estimate. They'll be able to scroll through here. Again, if you have PDF files attached, it'll be all up here first. Once they're happy with this, they can choose that optional mastering. It does toggle the price on and off there. They can read the contract language, and then they can just sign for approval or upload a signature, give their title. And if they don't want to approve it, they can actually hit the modify button or decline. When they do hit modify or decline, it's going to ask them for a reason, which will be logged. So if everything's good, just hit approve. Okay. Since this user was already created in the system with a password previously, it just gives them a login button. But if you're a new user, this is the point where it'll give you a prompt for creating your password and your account. The nice thing is they don't have to do that before they sign off on the estimate. So you don't have to bother them with doing that until they're actually, going to be a customer in here with an estimate. All right. So now that that's approved, you will see that status change there. If I do go in here to check on it, it will lock out from editing all these values. You will see that you can't go in there and edit that. So that's good because you don't want to be editing something that was already approved. But if you do have to do that, you could either create a new version, or you can change the status back to draft, and that will open it up for editing again. Now, let's say you're in the middle of this recording project and they want to add 2 more songs. The easiest way to do that is actually create a scope change. And so you can click on this create new button and scope change, and that will create a whole nother estimate. But this one will actually be tied with the original. So when you go to bill it out, everything's kind of tied together. So it's part of the same project. But we're not going to do that. Okay, so now that we do have that approved estimate, you're going to get a pending projects notification here. So this is that estimate that got signed off, 12-song demo. If we click into there, we can actually create a project from this. So I have one setup stage that I did for rock bands. So you'll see that in a second. Give it a project name if it's changing from the estimate. Create new. So it will add all the people that were on your estimate as team members. You'll see those over here. Those can be modified. I set up a whole pipeline of stages for a recording project. You can set due dates for those, kind of set up your schedule for when you're going to be tracking these things. It will put those dates up at the top here and, kind of keep a progress of where you're at. So this is kind of like a little bit of a Facebook wall or some kind of comment thread. It has a post box up here. You can make posts. People can reply. They can drag and drop files up to here. So let's actually try to upload a rough mix MP3 file that we need to get feedback on. So please take a listen and provide any feedback. So what you can do is you can disable the ability to download this if you want, just have it preview through the system. You can also require approval so that they can let you know if this is approved, so that maybe you want to do that for your final mix. So we'll post that. So now there's a little attachment here. They can hit approve, or they can click in to this file and actually preview it here. There's a little comment bar here. Okay, so when they're playing that back, they can say, maybe right here we want to edit the drum fill and leave little comments in here. So everyone will be notified by that, and it keeps a little list on the right side, and also like puts a little marker down here so you can scrub to it and find it. So that's nice. And back on the wall, you're going to start to see some of those comment threads down here too. So it's easy to get access to where people made comments on things. So once everyone's happy, they can hit approve on there, approves that post. At any time, you could refer back to the estimate by just clicking over here. Any change orders or scope adjustments will be over here as well. Now you will see time tracking over here. Since I used items that were time trackable, they show up on the right side here. So I have 72 hours from my estimate of doing recording. So as you're going along, you can actually track time to this project and that item. Let's say from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. you worked on vocal tracking. You can save that. So now when I come back to this project, it'll show me that I've used 4 of my 72 hours and gives me a percentage. So that's really nice for keeping track of what you're doing, because you are quoting these things as hourly. Or maybe you're just doing a project where you don't have an estimate and you're keeping track of your time so that you can bill it out later. So that's another scenario where you would use time tracking. You can see an overview of that time here. So that's just kind of a quick run through of what Trackfront does and how I'm using it for this particular use. It obviously can be used for a lot of different businesses, manufacturing companies, agencies who do some kind of project work. It's really useful for a lot of different purposes. And there's a lot more features that I didn't really get into in this video just to kind of keep it shorter. But I hope you like what you see. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's very new. We just launched, so I definitely would appreciate the feedback. So go check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks.